Hello guys, good evening, happy Monday, happy pre-release day. Guys, it is a bone-shaking week this week in sim racing. iRacing is coming around with updates. Last week we've just seen AMS2 being updated with a well-awaited version 1.6, and tomorrow is also the day where our most favorite sim, Le Mans Ultimate, gets another DLC content update, features update, and so on. And guys, today we are exclusively checking out the GT3s live for you. So this is a very special stream, and a big thank you to the Studio 397 and MSG for granting access to the content already. What is the plan for tonight? We're going to be live for 2 or 3 hours likely. We're going to test all those GT3 cars and maybe go for something else if there is a lot more interest in it. So I have made a poll on my YouTube channel, and I made that quite late, just 3 hours ago, but still we've received over 130 answers on it. And I wanted to know, what is the car you guys are looking for the most? And I'm pretty surprised that the BMW only got 23%. The Corvette got only 13%. But then the Ferrari has 35%. McLaren has 29%. So that means we're gonna likely take the Ferrari at very last. We're quickly gonna go over the Corvette. Then we head to the BMW. We're driving against AI in a practice session to also determine what's the AI lap times they are doing. And then my plan is to jump into a race. I'm just not sure whether I want to add multi-class or whether I want to do it a GT Sprint race yet. I may do a couple of polls there towards the end of the stream in order to find the answer on that. Anyway. Something else that is new, that is the new driver's information and streaming or broadcaster overlay, which for today, let me see if that it does the job. Oh, hello, there it is. So for the beginning, I will use that over RaceLab app, so you guys can enjoy the full Le Mans Ultimate and the full WEC vibes. I hope that is fine. Let me know if something is right in the way. I may remove it. And then I would like to say thank you for joining on the stream, Luke Duffy, and also LJ Speed. Thank you for the tier 1 sub. So guys, enough of talking. We are just heading out with a standard setup on the Corvette. We see how that car goes, right? Something that is very, very new and unique on Le Mans Ultimate is the ABS system. And before we're checking that out, check out what cold tires are doing in the pit road. On a GT3 car, that is like, in your standard road car, you're most likely able to go quicker around the turns. So cold tires really is a thing here. Anyway, we're coming onto the track. We're gonna yield for a blue flag and pull in behind that Ferrari. I have raised the AI a little bit while taking, obviously, a thumbnail for today's stream. And I have to admit, it is very interesting how the AI is driving. I only did a couple of opening corners. The start, the AI absolutely behaved horrendous. Like, so bad. Moving left and right, doing absolutely heroic moves. Nothing that you would ever expect from a real-life driver or anything similar. But after that, the AI started fighting along the track, like defending, going to the inside, blocking the inside lane, all fair and square. And that was breathtaking to see. That is by far the most extraordinary and most advanced AI activity that I've seen in a long while. And speaking about whole tires, from the pit exit. We're still suffering a little bit of cold tires, as you can see down there. And seemingly, since the session is already 8 minutes in, the other cars are already on warmed up tires. You see the AI will defend hard here into the braking zone of turn 1. Go late on the brakes. Yes, but BMW has warmed up tires, and I think it's also safe to say, if anything, AI can cheat a little bit on the brakes. So I hope you guys are looking forwards to the patch coming out. Well, how is the ABS then? Yeah, you see, whenever you are on the ABS, you are still understeering. I'm gonna show that a little more into the upcoming chicanes and hairpins. So when you are too late on the brakes, you can't have the ACC style, like just smashing the brakes and turning in, like you will go straight. Have you seen? Like there's so much understeer still when the ABS is kicking in, which in hindsight is right. So it is more rewarding if you go in like heavy on the brakes in the beginning, then open up, go into a drail braking and just get the car around the corner in a way that the brakes and the anti-lock system can manage it. I think my current AI strength should be sitting on 100%. I will have to check from the settings. Realign my overlay. Which that overlay. Okay. Oh yes. Yeah, see, you have a little bit of I don't know what is of more interest from you, like the telemetry data, or, and you guys are absolutely right. So part of this is also me checking out different things. So let's see, when the driver box is gone, what does that mean? No. Driver information, qualifying information, onboard HUD, get that gone. Yeah, that way is probably the best looking for the moment. I'll keep it like this for a moment then. And I also think, like, as much as this is nice for like integrated WEC broadcast overlay for the actual game, I consider it being a much more, well, I can show you again the ABS just giving you understeer if you overdo it. So we've seen that in the video by Stefan Hood. You can't just go full send into the brakes. And current ABS setting is, it's maximum. Yeah, that was maximum ABS as well. And next lap you're gonna see a bit more better braking performance into turn 1, because then I'm trying to brake how I would brake in a full competitive situation, which will be still full send on the initial braking, right? Like here, as long as you keep the car straight, you can make use of maximum braking performance. But of course, as soon as you want to start turning in, getting into the drail braking phase, you really need to ease up on the brakes. So let's see how hopefully a proper braking will look like into turn 1. I'm going to be quite honest, I'm scared of completely out-braking myself, but oh well. It is for research and development reasons, right? Barkeeper Mo, you're absolutely right. The McLaren 720S GT3 is going to be free content. Alright, here comes the braking. Now we go straight, and here we open up the brakes, allowing the car to rotate. And guys, that is an absolutely perfect feeling on ABS. This is how I expect ABS to work. ABS will make sure you don't lose the control of the car. You can still somewhat steer the car. It's just the car wouldn't go as efficiently where you want to actually have it going, as you've seen right there into turn 3 again. So it will be absolutely rewarding to have a better braking than just like stepping on it like ACC style. ABS activation, yes, you feel the tires in the front rumbling a bit. So there is a little bit of vibration going on the steering wheel as the car is kind of jumping a bit forwards. Well, it's not actually jumping forwards, but you know what I mean. Like you feel that pulsing, that iconic pulsing an ABS is doing on the brake pedal. You sort of feel it a little bit in the steering wheel. It's not very predominant, but you can still say that something is interacting with your tires at the front, that's for sure. Yeah, so the DLC Pack 3 concludes the Interlagos track, the BMW M4 GT3, the Corvette Z06 GT3 that we're currently driving right now, and the Ferrari 296 GT3 as well. The McLaren obviously is free, and then I think what is more interesting, even if you're still, like if you bought DLC Pack 1 and 2, instead of going for the full package for the season pass, I would probably go for a year of Race Control Pro subscription, as that will give you all the content to come for both Le Mans Ultimate and R Factor 2. Mike Dinaldi, you can have it from tomorrow onwards as soon as the feature updates are coming to Le Mans Ultimate. It is a new feature that is going to be added to the base game functionality. Okay, let's focus a little bit on making that car quicker. Car is a bit unbalanced, to be honest, like it likes to be a little bit tail happy from the first feel. And obviously he's lazy on the front, but that is more likely a GT3 issue rather than a Corvette issue. Still though, we're gonna do a couple of clicky boys left, right and centre. What do you mean slide all the time? Going a bit white there. Logi, yes, this is the new broadcast overlay that you're seeing here right now. So you see I'm struggling a little bit with the transmission from turn 1 to turn 2, where you need to probably keep it a bit more tight. This is a Mitchy issue really, like I tend to overshoot the second corner, because it feels like you want to carry as much speed, but sometimes the angle on the exit for turn 3 is much more important than the exit speed of turn 2. Generally speaking though, guys, if you look at the racetrack, I think maybe it was a kinda easier job because there haven't been too much focus on a perfect Interlagos racetrack previously in other sim racing titles, but guys, that Interlagos racetrack is insanely high quality stuff. DC89, no, the SimHub overlay, the broadcast overlay, the broadcast tool is working by the same way the R Factor 2 broadcast overlay has worked. So you go into your web browser, type in a specific address, which we'll be able to find on a user guide that's going to be published around that update. And then you can control and configure the broadcast tool. Bear with me, I want to get turn 2 right, which needs a proper lift here. You see a little better exit out of 2, less wobbly and immediately a time gain. So yeah, you're going to configure the broadcast overlay via the browser, and then it puts out an HTML based overlay that you can then bind in on OBS, as you can see it right here. Personally, I think they are mega. They are coming with a new tire model, and to be honest, just like the last GTE update, but you actually drive the car. There is no too stupid drift sliding going on. Yes, you could arguably drive the cars a bit sideways, but generally speaking, you want to be steering the car in a normal way at all times. Like, whenever the car gets too sideways, TC is kicking in too early and the tire is giving up on you anyway. So, however, I need to seriously do a little bit of work on the setup in this machine. Now you see, rear end's coming around, it's immediately biting back. Yeah, you can drive real life car sideways as well, but I've never seen a GT3 car going sideways. Right, I'm gonna do a quick couple of clicky boys. We're sitting P last, which is amazing. It also means that the AI is way too strong. Let me see, where does it sit? AI aggression normal. I need to see that offline, but we're gonna figure that out. Anyway, I'm gonna quickly go to garage. I'm looking on the powertrain. Differential is pretty stiff. Gonna still open up the traction control a little bit. Tires only medium and wet available, so like in the LMP2 car. Brake bias, I'm gonna put it pretty neutral. Anti-lock brakes, I'm gonna probably put them at 8, so that the good driving is more rewarded. And then I think we need a little bit more rake for more rotation. Little less packers on the front. Rear wing is actually kind of fine. Anti-roll bar on the back is, front is 20. That's a bit too much, isn't it? Gonna put that P16, P3. Let's see how that car goes then. The FPS improvement, we can check that out later on when we get with a full grid into Le Mans. We're gonna do that on the end of towards the stream, because obviously for the moment right now, as AI is like really aggressive. So if that's normal aggressiveness, what is the big one then? Anyway, we're gonna check out on the FPS improvements towards the end of the stream. I'm just really gonna do 2 or 3 more quick laps with the Corvette. Now you see the car is now, as soon as you start slip angling it, it bites on your back. I think that is not really the way you want to have this. Probably explains why we had a high ARB in the front. But again, if you adapt yourself to keep the car pointing the right direction, then this should be quicker. We'll check it out. What's the button for more click in the setup? What do you mean, more click? And I think a full grid in AI should be worse than a grid in online. Yeah, you need to push the right mouse button. So ABS 8, car's nicely rotating in. Still having cold tires. Need to fight the car a little bit. Yet though, I want to improve overall. Alright guys, how do you like the first impressions of the new GT3s, of the new content coming? Oops, brake bar is a bit too far to the rear. If you appreciate the channel guys, if you want to see more of that content coming up in the next days, then please have a follow on Twitch, subscribe us on the YouTube channel if you haven't done already guys. I massively appreciate that support. And there is more to come. We are just checking, I would say another 2, maybe 3 laps on the Corvette to see whether those clicks on the setup have actually helped the pace. Remember, this is the first lap with still coldish tires, and yet we're improving already. Hey Nicholas, how you doing? And yes, I have also turned off the shadows for esport reasons, because they're just taking away FPS, but nothing else. Like they have no other effect on the driving, instead of just being intimidating. I know it's like not real life situation, but still though. Okay, so let's see what we can do with hotter tires. A much better exit out of 2, cars rotating nicely. Something else that needs to be checked and considered: GT3 cars have virtual energy as well, which will be for many people even more confusing than it was for the hypercars already. For the hypercars, many people haven't quite understood the idea of virtual energy. But they'll be like, yeah, this has something to do with the battery and so on. Now here comes the reality. GT3s do not have any hybrids whatsoever. So they will be like, eh? A battery, virtual energy doesn't make any sense. It does, in fact, because virtual energy will be the new measurement for the future when it comes to any sort of balance of performance. I'm pretty sure that balance of performance in 5 to 10 years on any racing series, whether that is GT3 only, whether that is Le Mans, whether that is IMSA, whether that is WEC or whatever, will be managed with virtual energy, for sure. So, I'm gonna give this one more lap and see whether I can also finish not in last position. Ah, beautiful. Ah, too quick. Told you it's a Mitchie issue in turn 2. It's not a car issue. We need to find 2/10. Something else that you really feel when the ABS gets involved, the car sort of dancing around as you're in the middle of the braking zone. That also gives you a little bit of an indication that ABS is triggering. Rotate, rotate, rotate. Yeah, first gear much better, much more rotation. The bottom of the hill. Oh, that is a bit too much on the rear. I feel that I'm sliding the rear way too much as of right now. Almost flat. I still have hypercar braking points for the final turn in my brain. Nicholas, you actually look forward to the Corvette. That is interesting info. A lot of people actually do not look too much forward to the car. So that's why I took it right at the start, because now comes the more interesting stuff. East Coast Dave, thank you so much for your tier 1 sub on the Twitch channel. So that is a P13 with a 1 minute 35.2. I'm gonna just quickly, because obviously I'm working as well on our setup shops. Setup, Corvette, VAR, H10, 1, so that needs to be elaborated on, and then we are going out of the session and we're heading on with the BMW again. I want to give every car like a 20-30 minute drive to be able to compare it to each other. The BMW M4 GT3 in the iconic Doctor livery. Coming back to it. Nordic Watchatic that drives different to the GTE, a lot on the brakes because with the ABS it's not locking up at all. And it feels it feels a little bit more agile for some reason. Like, I don't know exactly what the LMGT3 be like compared to the GTE, but to me it feels like the LMGT3 is much more alive as a car for some reason. Simbago, you're also looking forwards to the Corvettes. It's good to know. Yeah, another standard setup. We are not looking too much into the clicks right now. Just ABS on 8 because I've had that before. That looks pretty standard. Doesn't look as bad as it did on the Corvette. So let's go. So you guys are still seeing the overlay instead of the tower. I'm gonna give you guys this time the overlay HUD and the drive. There we are. Qualifying information as well, and no tower. Yes, that way it should stay clean. Awesome. So you guys can enjoy a little bit of the telemetry overlay as we are taking out the BMW. The BMW obviously sounds, I would actually say, exactly like the BMW on RF2. A little bit more enhanced, if any. A little bit more enhanced on the sound side, but let me know what you think compared to our Virtual Endurance Championship streams. So, force feedback feels straight away different when coming out of the Corvette. The Corvette seemed to be a little bit sluggish on the center line, making it kind of very easy to turn the steering wheel around. This BMW feels like it has a really strong centering effect towards the middle. The track indeed is laser scanned. I'm just not sure whether it was scanned in 22 or 23. I'll probably say in 23. When WEC was there last time. So, 35.2 to beat in the same category. Yeah guys, and once again, if you appreciate our stream, if you appreciate the exclusive run on the new GT3 content, then please have a follow from Twitch subscribers on the YouTube channel. Give the stream a like, guys, for more content in the future. And I think you can straight away spot a little bit of a difference when it comes to the behavior of the BMW. Unlike the Corvette, out of the box, the BMW is much more bitey on the front. Much more turning around and pulling around the corners. Especially into turn 1, turn 2, the BMW is seemingly having a much better performance, and also to me it feels, and remember what the BMW did back in the other session where we were with the Corvette. To me, BMW has more performant brakes. This time I was about to lock up on the front, which made the car straight understeer. I forgot to tune down the AI though. Tomorrow I'm going to release a comparison lap, just as I did today with the Toyota Hypercar, but with a Ferrari 296 GT3. And surprisingly, also for me, in reality, they are also not using the 6th gear at all. So really accurate work by Studio 397 here again, also on the cars and its telemetry and its physics. Ever so slight lockup. Also over-rotating on the front, but I think the brake map is, yeah, it is slightly more to the rear, so that makes total sense that you rather loosen the rear. Since it is a mid-engine car, this can work pretty well. And you really feel the car moving front down on braking. You feel the suspension working when you hit the brakes and so on. There's a little bit of a blip out of the first gear down in that turn 8. It's only happening out of turn 8, not into the hairpin. I thought that downhill left-hander is fully flat out. I have less issues hitting that apex curb. I can show you guys an amazing clip that I took this morning from the way GT3s are driving. Straight line speed galore. Damn, it's running right here. What was the lap time? 36.0. Maybe I'm gonna show you the clip first. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Better go onto a new desktop. Then, yes, here it is. So I'm gonna make this real quick. This kind of display, and I'm gonna be bloody honest. Also, maybe would be a smart idea to remove the overlay. That one, yes. So you don't need to really hear any audio, but you will see. This is the weird stuff that AI is doing here, 100%, and I've reported that. But watch out what happens after turn 2. So that is still argy-bargy, that still looks bad. I also get a little bit of a hit here. But now, have a look on those 3. This is AI fighting against each other. They're getting super defensive. They are trying to squeeze each other off, and when they come back towards the corner, they just leave each other room, but everyone tries to maximize their position. Guys, this is AI. Like, this is AI, and this is how good AI can be. I don't think you would see any of that behavior in any other game right now on the market. So, as much as they are doing interesting things in the opening stages of a race, and we're going to see that later on when we actually race, the AI later on in a like 30-minute sprint race or whatever, to have a little bit of how good is the AI. That is insane. Xesh, I hear you with the hypercar concern. They are indeed a bit racy, like a bit much racy. But generally speaking, when you are fighting in-class car traffic, that is like top-notch. That is top-notch. And as Yannis said, it is likely realistic. And speaking about AI, you see how racy they are right now here. Let's see what happens if I dive them. So they go for the switchback, keeping alongside. Maybe when they are then being off the line and having to keep out of it, but like, just watch behind. The guys are side by side doing a little bit of touchy-touchy. You can see it, stuff happening here in the mirror. This is still a pretty goddamn good AI, right? So there's a little bit of a sound blip still from first to second whenever you shift. Gonna report that as well. Nemesis, you say something very interesting, and I'm gonna say this: as much as the AI is free wide and aggressive, and maybe a little bit over aggressive, I think the AI is a very good type of driving competitor where you can learn a lot, where you can learn car positioning, where you can learn being in an infight, where you can learn being side by side, being in a fight. Look how they are racy at the back. We should probably just park the car and watch them race a little bit alongside. Like, I get that my mirror is much more entertaining right now than the actual driving. Benz, 100%, we all want to race against human beings, as the human beings usually make the better decisions in the first place. 100%, I get that, and I think this is also why we are racing the more ultimate daily races, right? Instead of co-op mode and maybe just offline races. But for the purpose of learning, if you feel uncomfy with a car on a track, you'd be like, nah, if I race other people right now, I'm not sure if I'm really able to put my car into a great position and be 100% predictable. Go into a race weekend, fire up the AI, go for a run, fight them, and then you'll be ready to rumble on the big service in literally a couple of minutes. And that's going to be interesting to defend. Ferrari goes for a dive, pulls out of it in the end. So here I still have the understeering moment, and now he got a run on me though. Are you guys gonna do that race tomorrow already instead of Wednesday? Side by side action. Yeah, I think so too. I have said this before. I'm a bit disappointed that we are playing a Le Mans Ultimate game that is meant to do endurance. And I want to do one clean lap, so I'll let them go. And we're still talking about not having driver swaps. Like, that is one of the key functionalities you would need in an endurance-based game. Ah, yeah, it's that story. I'm not gonna be there on Tuesday for that esports split. I thought it's going to be on Wednesday. Because tomorrow we're checking out the new iRacing build. And then we're gonna do the public celebration one likely on Wednesday. So everyone is racing tomorrow in that split then? Yeah, let's see. What did we do with the Corvette? 35 too? If I can even come close to that with the BMW. It doesn't feel like it. The car feels even more lazy than the Corvette did. I haven't done too many clicks though, but anyway, I would probably yeah, quickly give it a shot. Let's have a run into pit road, so we've seen that too. Yeah, generally with the new update you feel a slightly, ever so slightly more enhanced force feedback. As those tires have more slip and slide performance, so you will feel that a little better. Right, let me quickly check. I want to have a little bit more ride height. Yes. Yeah, put 2 on the anti-roll bar. Fine. Suspension is stiff. I'll put that a bit softer in the front, a bit more neutral on the brake. Here you can't even set anything on the preload or like on the differential. It's just set story. Less slip angle TC. All right, we're gonna go again and see whether we can beat that 50. That 135 too. No, I'm raising rear right height for more rotation, especially in low speed turns, as the car felt a bit lazy on the front. Also the anti-roll bar upgrade in the back nearly went into the barrier. Something else that is new, and I want to show you that real quick. On the HUD, you'll now see weather. Particularly cloudy is right now. Forecast said light clouds at the next slot, and the track is in low grip conditions with a specific track temperature. So what else can I show you? Particularly cloudy. Did I say particularly? Partially. I'm sorry. Yeah, something is not right with that. Let me check that. It stays very long in neutral. That is like someone is using a manual clutch here. And it comes also together, you see, with a throttle blip. Yeah, that gearbox isn't doing a good job there. Uh-oh. Yeah, yes. The GT3 is a much easier to drive than GTEs, 100%. Simply because of the ABS. You don't lock up, which was the main point in the GT and the GTEs. And also the GT3 has got that new tire model, which allows you to have a little bit more slip in the back and going a little bit more over the limit in the back on the slides before actually dying. Hey Alex, thank you for joining. You can still obviously spin and lose it if you overdo it into a corner. But generally, if you're not overdriving the car, then it's easier to control, easier to drive than a GT3 for sure. A GTE. Track limits are very harsh though. If you're putting the car just onto the white line, it gets you a cut here for sure. And I would say I wasn't 100% out of the track limits, was I? That is correct. Okay, it was a track limit according to F1 rules, 100%. Like, nothing to argue. It is 5 centimeters. Yeah, and it will have PTSDs. But it is literally an off track, right? I was off indeed. So, pretty accurate track limits, at least on that exit. Here you can probably argue whether there is too much grip anyway on that Astro, whether it's working or not. Here you get a track limit for the same. So, pretty proper quality stuff as usual. Harris style. Well, Paris got his lap reinstated, right? Not quite Paris style. Okay, back to business. So, plan is to do the lap that's coming up now, maybe one more, and then see where we're sitting in the bob. As we are fighting at 1:35.2 from the Corvette. And I hope I don't need to fight that stupid Ferrari in the back now. What is your opinion on it so far, guys? Let me know down in the comments area below. Or here in the stream chat, of course. Yes. Ever so slightly locked at the rear. Ran a bit wide on the turn 1 exit, that was sadly. And no improvement in the first sector. We're gonna take out the Hypercar later on and check on the brakes for sure. They are indeed simpler. You guys may have seen the Toyota comparison lap on my YouTube channel, where I did actually match exactly the time of Kamui Kobayashi from the Hypercar pole this year. I used the brake bias of 49.8 or 50.1 without any BMAP or brake migration, simply because you can really push hard on the brakes. Is that a track limit? Should be one. Car is lazy out of that turn. Only where there is multiple different dashes across all the GT3 cars. So, I would probably argue from the first sight that the Corvette is likely faster, not only because we have done a faster lap time. I haven't changed too much on that BMW M4 standard setup right now, because it looked like pretty from the values that I expected. However, you guys have seen in the Corvette, we have clicked a couple of things. A very stiff front anti-roll bar, put that a lot softer, therefore increase the rotation of the car and so on. Like, on the Corvette we had to take some couple of clicks. We can probably still do them in the BMW as well. However, from the first impression though, I feel that there is still more time to be gained in the Corvette. However, the Corvette is much more tricky to drive. As you've seen, the Corvette was much more sideways on our end already than this BMW was. BMW just has the same issue as our VC BMW. Second gear is horrendously long. Alright, 135.4 though, so just 2/10 off at the minutes in same conditions, roughly 20 minutes of driving with the car. So it's looking good, of course. That will be also the first base for me in also going to be a V1, set the setup, great, so we have something done already. And then next up, as I want to finally check on my AI, %, let's put it to 98, see whether we are going to end up somewhere in the mid-pack with that. Hypercar was pretty forgiving pre-update on the 963 at least. That was where you mainly drive. I think it just got used to the 963 because the 963 tends to lock up the rear pretty often. And then an Alpine is an LMH car, obviously, that has easier life on the brakes anyway. So, next up, guys, we're going to check the McLaren 720S Evo. We're going to get going straight away. From a feeling point of view, like drivability wise, I would appreciate the BMW over the Corvette right now. But for pure pace and also for like fun driving, I think the Corvette might be the better opportunity at the minute. Seppe Le Guin, the McLaren 720S is going to be for everyone indeed. So, a little bit more options here. We go with the usual suspects, a little bit off the TC. Camber settings are just way different than what they are on other cars, but I guess it is specifically true compared to the other, to the data that they have. So McLaren has an incredibly high right side and incredibly high packers at the front. They're gonna lower that straight away. Oh, beef up, bound 15. What? The hardest one, softest 41. So those are pretty stiff right now, right? They're gonna give them -10 everywhere, all around. No toe-in, anti-roll bar. Sits in 6th position, but here you need to be careful. As you see, 30, you know, the P4 is stiff at 25 times 2, stiffer than the P1 25 times 2, but the 30 times 2 P1 might be actually softer than the P25 2mm one. So hard to say. That needs a lot of fiddling. Rear is like, they have a certain amount of ARBs in. I'll leave it like that. High rear wing. Very high rear wing, apparently. Let's see how that goes. I would not expect the McLaren to be too quick on the straights, but we're gonna find out, I assume. So obviously James Baldwin has been out in that car quite a lot. He admired the ABS. He was mourning about the sound, and that is something I would probably share. Something else I would like to mention is like the AI is cheating with pre-warmed tires, huh? Out of the pits. So, and I think Yanni will get a good taste of this car right now, compared to his Virtual Endurance Championship car. And I can tell you, it is pretty much lazy on the front end, just like the VEC car. So it's going to be interesting to see. That car obviously comes as a free content for everyone that owns the game. So what you're seeing right now, right here, apart from the Interlagos racetrack, will be yours from tomorrow onwards. East Coast Dave, thank you so much. That is huge support by everyone. Over 300 people watching. Really appreciate that. Hope that you give the video and the stream a like on YouTube if you haven't done already, and of course make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and follow on Twitch if you haven't done already either, because we are going to see some good racing and esports on Le Mans Ultimate in the future. Douglas 7 Swag, thank you very much for your follow on the Twitch channel. Appreciate it, buddy. Oh, you gotta generally probably say that ACC has done a giga job on the sounds and on the immersion from the audio. Safe to say. If I set the overlay to 90/20 1080, it cuts off, I think, unless you fix that. Let me see. In 20 1080. Ah, you fixed that. Amazing. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. It looked a bit odd in today's Toyota video, but I couldn't get it better to working. Anyway, approve of constant progress and constant updates on the Studio 397 page. You guys are really taking care about the game by releasing stuff, hotfixing, patching it every other week. Is quite extraordinary. You're gonna activate the overlay by a browser-based user menu. You will find the instruction on that on a user guide that I think is going to be released tomorrow on... Ben, correct me if I'm wrong, is it Race Control GG where you're gonna put the how-to broadcast overlay? There will be a manual and documentation on it. So 98% of AI, and immediately they dropped 1.5 seconds. What? Slightly overcooked it. That car feels really soft and like a big tank going left and right. You can see how the camera is tilting a bit left and right, ever so slightly. .36.6 we've put in the first attempt. See, I think the car is still too understeery. Obviously mid-engine car, general natural balance. The car is at least not oversteering. But I know that Yanni will be particularly looking for more rotation with this. Now also down the hill here, rather running wide instead of keeping the line. Only need a couple of more clicks. I mean, remember please, all the standard setups, they are obviously made for stability, they are made for the average driver to be something drivable out of the box, right? Too much understeer though, so we go back to bits. I put even a bit more right. I'll remove first a couple of packers. Then I put the spring rate one click softer, and I am going to reduce the onto roll bar at the front. Plus, I'm giving it a little bit of toe in. And on the camber side, probably a tad more camber. TC itself can be a bit more aggressive as the car has a natural stability. 637. Francis, it's going to be TC on board, then a TC power cut, TC slip angle. So actually a three-way traction control. I don't blame Dennis. I'm pretty sure that Dennis will do a different setup when it was meant to be eSport approach, but obviously I know Dennis Jordan very well, and I'm pretty sure that his task was more like get something that is usable but not overly difficult to drive and obviously doesn't have ultimate pace. I don't think that Dennis is such a poor guy. I would happily assist him. So, and then guys, open your ears for a moment. For those watching on YouTube, you might see a ridiculous super chat donation thingy already. I've just plugged it in for pure fun, for pure testing reasons, because it seems to be a new feature on the YouTube channel. However, I would love to, around Christmas, either a couple of days before or a couple of days after, in between Christmas and New Year's Eve, love to do a community race, a community event where we're gonna run on a hosted server around Le Mans, maybe doing a 90-minute race, but in fact have like a huge community event. So make sure to follow on my explanation mark social media pages so that you don't miss out on the information when that is actually happening. Rotate. I'm fighting a bit of cold tires, I'm afraid. Hey Zupset, how are you doing? Ferrari Cup. You probably see more on the live timing than I can see right now in the race lab ad. No, you can't even see that. Where do you see is a Ferrari Cup? Yeah, when I'm 100% confident with the community event, I'm coming up to you guys. You will somehow notice it for sure. Subsea, I think it is the best version of an Interlagos we've ever seen in Simracing, to be honest. Did a Hülkenberg grinding on the line. At least the turn 2 exit is better. I'm still lacking from rotation. Yeah, that car's going to be in my way, I guess. Probably I need to keep them to 99% on, or 98% on the strength. Actually would give me a chance to do like a last of us challenge, which we're going to do likely with a Ferrari, since everyone would appreciate the Ferrari more. No, Tyre, you don't need a subscription. You only need a subscription for additional perks. Marcos Drives, thank you so much for the follow on the Twitch channel, appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. The GT3 is overall a good fun. Like I haven't seen any of the GT3s having like a huge flaw. If anything, it feels to me that this particular McLaren is very understeery on the throttle, very oversteery into a turn off the throttle. Now you see the car is turning and rotating to the inside of the throttle, getting the rear a bit unsettled. Yeah, and it will be like, god damn, yeah, I know how that car is, so Spa or Rouge is going to be a challenge. a thing that is all fixable with setup, right? With better driving. So as what was mentioned in the trailer earlier on, all these cars got a unique characteristic in both braking, driving, balance, stability and so on. So it might be quite driving style dependent, as in which GT3 might suit you the best. I need to see how the diff can actually be worked at. ABS feels amazing. I think it's a very natural and good system. It really saves you when you are over pushing and braking too hard, but it punishes you also when you're just leaning on the ABS. So you can slightly lean towards it, you can slightly run into its boundaries without huge penalty, just helping you with balance, I'm sure. But as soon as you start relying on it, and I can show that again for the guys that have come later, let me just finish a lap in the McLaren to get a reasonable comparable lap time to our other cars. Light moments. Here comes the understeer, little bit. That was too much into the ABS, as we've seen. I may do another lap. What have we done so far? 35.2 in the Corvette, 35.4 in the BMW. This is going to be a 35.5, but we lost some good chunk of time, I'm afraid. Didn't quite get the rotation. Wow. Yeah, as I said, it needs to be pretty specific in a driving style. I can do a lap on and off. So first on, you see the ABS is working a fortune, but it doesn't make you turn at all. AJ Matthews, greeting to Las Vegas. I'm gonna show you again into turn 7. You're gonna come up the hill, come off late on the brakes. Like, the car does understeer though. Yeah, and that is, I think, what ABS should be about. Let's see if we can go for a dive bomb here. No, we run into him. Yeah, see, and that is what ABS is supposed to do. It is supposed to still give you control, but it should not be a fact that it just saves you from everything. So, here comes the ABS off then. Do we want to do a couple of more clicks to see whether we can get that McLaren just that little bit faster? So here comes braking without any ABS then. Good luck. So you can't even jump onto the brakes at all. So let's see if we even can do a consistent braking into turn 3. Now immediately you lock up somewhere, right? So in comparison to that, and that is pretty intense as well, I'm gonna put the ABS to full. Heavy on the brakes here. If that is probably too slow anyway. But you see as well, car just understeers, right? If you are hooking it too deep, if you are too heavy on the brakes. And the moment you release the brakes, the car rotates. So it still locks up the tire ever so slightly, but it doesn't stop the deceleration to happen, right? Here also on the ABS, no chance making the turn. Yeah, without the ABS, it's a McLaren GTE, arguably. Look how that AI is squeezing you down on the inside wall. Yeah, I still think this is the best AI that you can have at the minute. What do you mean the ABS in the menu is gone now? Let me quickly do a couple of clicky boys. Still a bit more right height, a bit more packers. Moving that a tad. And one click stiffer anti-roll bar. Let's go again. On the LCD, I think you're referring to this one, you can manually set it. You have the 3 traction control dials, and here you have the ABS, which I'll mainly run it at 8. East Coast Drive, yes, Dave, I have tried them. I have tried the Toyota specifically. You may have seen the video that I uploaded this afternoon. The hot lap comparison. You want to see it right now live? I can show it to you live so that you guys know what I'm talking about. So I'll pause that real quick. That is obviously the fortune of running stuff offline. So on to a second desktop. YouTube. And I quickly go to my channel, and then you are seeing this video coming up. Bear with me. I need to put the sound live because sound is this time it is relevant. I need to quickly go back to that screen. Yeah, this is all a little bit of manual transmission. I'm sorry about that, but anyway, right, coming then to the video as we spoke. Here we go. So what I've done is I've taken out the Toyota Hypercar and qualifying trim and compared it to the Toyota Hypercar qualifying lap from this year's 8 hours or 6 hours of Interlagos, driven by Kamui Kobayashi. Now, spoilers first, both laps are separated by 9 thousandths of a second. You know what? I'll just let you watch. The gears are also almost synchronous. There is an offset for third gear only. 5th and 6th, both exact same shifting times here. Now listen carefully to the gears as we go up the hill. It's absolutely sensational. Line comes at the very same time in both videos. Guys, that is just amazing. Just amazing accuracy on the system. It is absolutely mind blown. Like, I have watched this video 3 or 4 times back when I did it, and I gotta say, this is insane. This is And feel free to share that video. I will send the link down in the descriptions. Oliver, thank you so much for joining. Appreciate it. Let me quickly get that file. Before that, I will mute the audio so we don't get any interferences. Very good, very nice. If you guys want to share the video, feel free, because this is an absolute proof how strong and how real sim racing has become in the past, right? So that is absolutely insane. I have the same type of video coming up with a Ferrari GT3 tomorrow. Now the problem is the GT3 onboards from the WEC series that I found were only onboards from cars going in race conditions. So in race conditions I think they are quite a bit slower. Very much slower than we are in the sim, so it will look a bit odd and not quite as close. Anyway, that video is airing tomorrow afternoon, and like no joke, it took me like 40 minutes to get to that lap time. So it wasn't just like I load a basic setup and just went for it. I had heavy wheel roads. I had 4 or 5 laps worth of fuel in the tank. I needed 2 warm-up laps, and then the 3rd lap is where I got close to Kobayashi's time. So that is a testimony. I'm trying to look for a fancy word, but that is a proof on how real this stuff is and how close to reality already. So reason why I'm using TC8 is, as you can see here, on TC8 the rear end is ever so slightly locking up, getting the car into a rotation around the corner. Mikel Rodrigo Mazzoni, thank you so much for your subscription on the YouTube channel. Welcome to the stream. And if you guys appreciate the insights, if you want to learn more about Le Mans Ultimate and want to see more about Le Mans Ultimate in the future, then please make sure you are subscribed on our YouTube channel and followed on Twitch. Make sure to ring the bell and give the video a like. Eddie, the price for the new update is going to be €16.99. So, would you guys agree that the car is now a little bit oversteery, a little bit too edgy? BDD4, who said that the cars are having a missing weight feel? I don't think they do. I mean, yes, they feel a little bit more agile than the GTEs, I've already mentioned that. But I think overall this is fine. Like, I don't have real-life driving experience, but I think the cars feel lazy enough so that you can say this is a good GT3 type of car. Now I need to do a proper dray braking job into turn 1. Flip the car around for maximum rotation on the rear, equal to the time we did before. Let's go. Andy Bringolf, thank you so much for your subscription on the YouTube channel. Set the car off a little bit, get it into a rotation, then keep the rotation and the slip angle with the throttle. Yannick will be absolutely mastering the car tomorrow, I have absolutely no doubt. He's used to that from VEC, and it is the same characteristics to an extent. I'm not quite sure what James Baldwin has said to that behavior. Anyway, we have put the car in a way more aggressive shape now compared to the standard setup. And if I'm not screwing up the final turn, as in braking wise, this time, understeer. I need to lift off a little bit as well. Early on the brakes, kissing the curb, taking the rotation, TC off, here we go, up the hill. We're gonna improve by 4/10, and that means the McLaren is taking the lead on the internal BOP. Eddie, you may have gone for the season pass, which is a bargain anyway. Right. 53,169. I'm gonna give it one more click to the AI in a moment. But first of all, we're gonna save the setup. McLaren 20 Brazil, me version 1. Need to carry on that. I'm gonna finish those setups all and put them out on our setup shop, www.improveyourlaptime.com, and you will be particularly interested in that because we are also starting to sell setups for Automobilista 2 shortly, so we're working on that side project as well. But that's it with the advertising for the setup shop here at this stage. Backmarker Bob, that is a new feature in Le Mans Ultimate. It now comes with a broadcaster tool that allows you to see that stuff. Right, settings. I'm gonna give myself one more click on the AI back to 99. Then we're jumping into the Ferrari. Eugene Borodai, that is virtual energy, and virtual energy is the new currency when it comes to balance of performance, also in the GT3 category. There it is. The car a lot of people are looking forwards, the Ferrari 296 GT3. Okay, so advanced options. We have 1 hour of practice. That's cool. 30-minute, 45-minute sprint. What do you guys want? 45 minutes? Should be good, right? And after the 45 minutes, we're then gonna jump into a hypercar. So, but I think this time, you guys, all of you guys said you would like to see the RaceLab app functionality, which seems to be better. I need to quickly grab some agua. While the game's still loading, that's good as well. So, obviously, recently added a poll. 162 votes. Most of you guys wanted to see the Ferrari, and I think it's time to explore them now. The sweat is real, isn't it? Okay. Right. So, I have already done a little bit of work on that Ferrari, as you can see. Because obviously, I did that video that we all gonna see tomorrow. Booziv Motorsport. For the GT3s, you will need to turn it on for sure. Alright, onto the Ferrari. No. Alright, here we go. The Ferrari 296. So, hello. Ah. My steering wheel just died. Have you tried turning it on and off again? Yes, we did. Oh my god. So what do you think about the sound, guys, before I have Mike take on it compared to all the other 3 cars? T-Hammer, I do have early access, yes. As you guys have made me a relevant enough of a channel, I was granted an early preview code to bring you the update a little bit more closer. So yeah, on the sound side, I personally think the Ferrari 296 is the best GT3 sounding car as you compare it also to real life. I think they've hit it the best on the 296 compared to the other cars. Generally speaking, you have to say though that sounds hasn't been the top priority. If that is a little bit of criticism, then it's on the sound side, I think. Sound isn't pitch perfect when it comes to the GT3s, but to me the driving experience itself is much more important. Hey Jenkish, yeah, absolutely, and I absolutely appreciate everyone taking their time and showing this interest. Tomorrow we will be live on iRacing with some new content, as we have a new Tyre model and a Ferrari Hypercar coming. Might not be too long of a stream depending on whether I jump into the Le Mans Ultimate release public party. I need to decide that tonight. Problem is just, as soon as the iRacing system shoots live, it's probably late in the evening already anyway, so we need to see. Luigi, it is true, it is not easy to get car sounds right. And I think the Ferrari is a tiny bit weaker on the brakes. And I also think that the Ferrari in general has the best balance out of the box. Pretty neutral, not over-rotating into the corners on the brakes like the McLaren does. Not too much understeer out of the corner, also like the McLaren does. Like, to me that is a pretty balanced car. Like you see, is not fighting too much on the steering wheel here. Straight away. I have to admit though that the setup of the Ferrari most likely being the most developed one already I have. Or it might be coincidental. But still I think it could potentially enjoy a bit more rotation still. Ah, beautiful. Car just runs beautiful. Can take that turn 11 downhill flat. Carl Fly, no, it is not to smash the brakes. I can also showcase you again smashing the brakes in ABS. As we did a 35.6. So if you smash the brakes and just turn in, you're just gonna go straight. As you've seen that in the video of Steve Hutt. You shouldn't just do that. What you really want to do is, even if you broke late, you can smash the brakes as long as you go straight. And as soon as you turn in, you want to go into jailbreaking to allow the car to return. That's how it works. And I think that is also how ABS is supposed to work, right? In a ground level of things. So, before we go on, guys, we have a poll to do on the upcoming race that we're going to do against the AI. So what I'm gonna do real quick, and you see, I don't have a mod, I do stuff myself sometimes. Showcase race multiclass question mark. Yes, all cars and classes. No, just GT3 Sprint. Please. You guys have roughly 15 minutes to decide on that. We're gonna get going with whatever makes the cut. Gamer Muscle with a 5 British pounds from the Tea Party. Thank you so much for your super chat, mate. How are you doing? Have you tried the latest update to Le Mans Ultimate already? Could you try it? Or will you be all over it tomorrow? Everyone, shout out to Gamer Muscle, give him a follow. Check out his streams and vlogs when he tries to operate a German train ticket machine. Very distinguished, the gentleman. Alright, meanwhile I try to attack the car another time for the bot consideration. I know, Gamer Muscle is a huge fan from us for sure. Corillo RS, thank you so much for your follow. So, Gamer Muscle thinks everyone should buy Mitchie a drink for all his great LMU coverage. Let's go. Thank you so much, buddy. Well, that is the first out of 10 donations we've set on the goal for a community race towards Christmas. I've literally just brought up that feature on YouTube because I want to give it a testing thing. So don't feel hustled and pressured for a sub. Yeah, or a donation, of course. I think you can feel pressured for a sub because I would appreciate the sub for sure. Damn it, I threw the lap away. Too much talking. Not enough focus. Hey, Forza Europa. Yes, Forza, absolutely. So what we're going to do... damn it. What we're going to do is we're going to do a GT3 race against all sort of classes, and then additionally we're going to do a hypercar race or a hypercar run against all sort of classes as well. Okay, I need to do a couple more small clicks on the car. Hyperdrives, thank you so much for a cup of tea with $2 on the super chat. Appreciate it, buddy. A bit less preload will make the car more lively. Like we can get a lot more aggressive with this machine, can we? Increase the right high a little bit, less packers in the front. maybe one click less on the anti-roll bar. And I think with that we should have a car that probably would take P1 in our internal balance of performance. So right now the order is with a 135.169, the McLaren 720S. Then it is followed by the Corvette Z06 in a 135.213, so just half a tenth off. And then with, I think, 135.4 flat, we've seen the BMW M4 GT3. So far the BMW with a 20-minute quick laugh setup. Apparently the slowest car, but let's face it, after 20 minutes having all three cars sitting in 2.5 tenths, says a lot about the quality of the bot already. Of course, Gary, I would love to pretend that I'm the only one able to show it, but I know a lot of creators have got access to it. So yeah, a little bit of clickbait. I feel guilty. Jason Murphy, thank you so much for your Prime sub on the Twitch channel. Much appreciated. Yeah, and if you guys are interested in using the custom emotes on both YouTube and Twitch, then please consider becoming a sponsor on the YouTube channel, a subscriber on Twitch. Especially on YouTube, guys, you can enjoy early access to a couple of videos we're going to upload previously, and of course hanging out with us on the backside of the Discord channel behind the scenes. So, 2 push laps, can we do it? Smith, nope, the Mercedes is not yet in the WEC category on the WEC championship. Gamer Muscle, thank you so much for your Prime sub. James, you're killing it. Like, you really make people believe you're the biggest fan. Whee! Ferrari's not the biggest fan of the updates a bit to the setup, eh? Hey Genrix, how you doing? Hype train? Did we trigger a hype train? That would be my first ever hype train on Twitch. I don't even know how to see whether we have triggered it. Goodness me, we have a hype train. You guys are insane. You guys triggered my first ever hype train. Even sure what it actually means. But we have hype on a train, so I appreciate the train. So meanwhile, I need to focus a bit on the driving now. Let's get the performance out of the car, please. So I think the only issue is now turn 7, keeping the car in shape. Gamer Muscle with a gifted sub on Twitch. More hype train. How's the hype train prolonged with more Prime subs, I guess? Or generally with more subs? Oof, just kept it in the track limits. Lost a good 10th though. Half a 10th at least. You guys would agree we should run with a Ferrari in the race? Just because it's the most favorite car voted by all of you guys. It also has the best first gear, I think. Almost ran wide. Okay, while loading I need to check out what that hype train thingy actually means. It's more lift. Good exit. Luigi, thank you so much for your tier 1 subscription for 3 months. you so much. Hate turnout, thank you for the follow, welcome. Right, 35-3, half a tenth lost in turn 3. Guys, I don't know what to say. With a standard setup, we have... I'm amazed. We have all 4 cars literally within 2.5 tenths. Remember, this is not finalized yet. This will be... The balance of performance will be fed back and forth between the systems. So part of the race control GG idea is that Studio 397 receives a lot of car data and so on per track, and then is putting per track balance of performances and like keeping them dynamically switching back and forth as people are improving the cars and getting more out of them. It needs the rebalance and re-evaluation of things. So that is the idea, I think, behind race control GG. This is what I assume they will be going to do. But still, they get 4 GT3s out there and they're literally within 2.5 tenths after every car has been driven for 20-25 minutes. Can't get much better than that, can it? Like, we've seen releases of single cars that have been 1 or 2 seconds faster already, so that is a huge step forwards. So, we're coming to a 45-minute race, I would say. Or 30 minutes, 30 or 45 in the GT3s before jumping into the hypercars. What do you think? I'm gonna have 29 laps of racing with that. And it's a good amount of fuel still. Race weekend. So, new race. And then we can also talk a little bit about the FPS improvements, GT3s, LMPs, and hypercars. Leaves us to only 13 GT3s, but whatever. Yes. So we still have a hype train going. Let me check this out. With a hype train level 2 for another minute and a half. So you guys can get emotes out if you keep cheering, right? And Logi, have you just subscribed for 3 months in a row, like for 3 months ahead? I didn't know that that was an option on Twitch. Much appreciated. Typo20, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Okay, guys. So, the moment you guys have waited on, right? First of all, I'm gonna pick the setup that I just built. I put the fuel that I just quickly calculated that I think I need for 45 minutes. And guys, we're gonna go racing, right? Straight away. If anything, guys, we're lacking 21 more subscribers on the YouTube channel to hit 11,400. So, just 21 to go. If you want to do me that favor, make sure to subscribe on the YouTube channel, follow us on Twitch, hit the like button, as we have green. Good start by us, immediately jump in one car. Oh boy. Yeah, that is the GT3 madness or AI madness that I mentioned before. It's probably my fault, right? My repair buddy, you know what? I just quickly gonna give it another go. Shouldn't be like that. Barnett, thank you very much for your subscription on the YouTube channel. 20 to go. Anyway, guys, it's still going to be live for an hour and a half. We are now going through a GT3 race with traffic. The AI is good. It is bad for the first 2 or 3 corners, but then it will be fine. Oh, this time I slept. So watch them to go all the way like a pendulum. There we go. It's hard to find the gap without them, yeah, smashing into you. Much better this time. Alright, we jumped 4 or 5 spots. Now we need to see what we can do with the pace. Again, the AI is set to 99%. And you see it's going defensive. This is proper racing what these guys are doing. They are like bumping wheels as well. I feel I get a little bit pushed here. That AI runs a bit wide, so we take advantage of that to dive it up the inside successfully. See how much we can go around. Probably not at all, just slot in behind. So, and now could already be the point where I'm losing contact to these cars ahead, because I think the top guys are doing 34s and my car doesn't do 34s. At least not yet. Not e-sported it enough. Maybe we can stay close, let's see. P7 we sit. I've said this before many times, this is the most sophisticated AI that I know. Just watch these 2 cars ahead now battle for it. The BMW will now go to the left, try and defend this move off while being too late. And now will he reopen the entry, trying to go around the outside? This is maybe a weak spot when they are then trying to pull out of the defense and like trying to slot in behind. They are a little bit out of the rhythm, but just the racing itself, I don't know where any AI really is that goes defensive when another one is putting out a move, and they're going just as defensive on you as they go on each other. We'll be able to hopefully see that. I need to stay close enough for this though to happen. Into turn 1, too far off. I can't make up those 810 for sure. We have a slight straight line speed advantage. But this is also the reason why we suffer in the middle sector. Anyway, that BMW seems not struggling, but I think we could potentially have a chance having a look if we can somehow stay close enough in the midfield. on the second sector. That was a bit sketchy. Eventually got the position, a little bit of Robin is racing. Fair or unfair? What was your judgment? So for my own safety reason, I want to put on the track map now. As I'm afraid that the hypercars are coming sooner than later. Low wreck, yes, that rattling is from the ABS indeed. That you see when I trail brake into the turns. Like this one. It is a very filigree, very sensitive rattling though. A little bit too late on the brakes, going a bit straight too long. Daniel, the update is going to drop tomorrow. So one more sleep. Guys, while we are having a little bit of a safe space right now, I would like to thank you everyone for sharing the time with me here on the stream. I'm absolutely overwhelmed by the amount of people being interested in watching. I'm really grateful for a great stream we have tonight. And I'm also happy for discussion what we're going to do next. Like I may not even finish that 45-minute race in total, let's see. We want to go into the hypercar, check out how you can drive the car now in terms of braking. When will it lock up? Is it easier to not lock up, or is it harder to not lock up? So we've started the race with roughly 8 liters less than from the default, doing 35.2, which means that Ferrari is right in the middle of the ballpark. Everett, it is a complete opposite to ACC. You can only rely on the ABS for as long as you go straight. As soon as you turn in, you want to be as on the GTE with the trail braking. You can still rely on the ABS kicking in when you are close to locking up, so it will help prevent this, but it will introduce understeer for that a lot if you're too hard on the brakes. So you really need to be trail braking in a way that the ABS is not jumping on, which means, as already been indicated by Stephen Hood on the promo video last week, you may not just stomp on the brakes and wait for the car to stop and just turn in and rotate. No. If you do that, you're certainly going to be off far on the pace. So proper braking, proper feeling in the brake, and proper modulating is the way to go. Anthony Spinelli, thank you so much for your sub on the YouTube channel. Appreciate it, guys. 18 subs to go for the 11,400. So have you really found the stupid sweet spot where like we're sitting now in the middle of nowhere, too slow for the cars behind, for the cars ahead, too fast for the cars behind, as we are getting a bit out of the track limits there? I can show you, if you're going full send on the brake and you turn in, you're, I mean obviously now I rotated the car because I was too, like I was at the right point anyway, but if I am a bit too late on the brake and be like over braking with it, Everett, you will be particularly interested. So you go into the brake. You just go straight until you release the brake, right? And then the car rotates around. And this is what I think ABS should do. It should prevent you from losing control. It should prevent you from totally locking up. But it should also prevent you from taking the maximum rotation from your front tires the same way. So after we've now spent a second elsewhere, try coming up with a bit more performance and pace, because arguably we would have caught up half a second this lap if we haven't been that far off with the stuff. Theo Jude, thank you so much for your subscription on the YouTube channel as well. Much appreciated. So, hypercars are just going into the final turns, 2 or 3 more laps, as the AI at the front is starting to battle it out. Hard over that second curb. So they're slowing each other down. That's our chance to catch up. Jonathan, they have updated the tire model of the hypercars, not the physics per se, but since the tires get a little bit more leeway in terms of how much they are cliffing and how much the drop-off is in the slip angle, the braking stability shall be improved. And also the hypercars and high speed shall be more predictable and less snappy. We've seen this in Le Mans a lot when going into Porsche curves. You turn in, and then as soon as you turn in, you almost have lost the rear. Also into Mulsanne corner, Ted Rouge. And that should be a thing of history, as the car should now be physically more stable from the tire model itself, going into a high speed turn. Nope, Jenkish. This is one of the best ABS systems we have in Simracing, I would say. I mean, I know I sound rubbish. I sound being totally biased towards Le Mans Ultimate. With saying we have the best tire models, we have the best ABS now. I'd really be able to say we have the best GT3 cars now as well. But this is just my opinion, and it might also just come from the fact that I absolutely admire the way Le Mans Ultimate physics are working. Feel free to point at me. So, guys, keep going at it. That is my chance to come close and maybe spoil the party. Hence you see on my driving, you guys want to have the WEC pedal overlay again, or the WEC tower overlay? Let me know. I guess on the telemetry from RaceLab app you can see pretty much that I'm not going just full send on the brakes. Here come the blue flags. Oh my god. Hypercars are coming. Callum, I'm very much interested to hear your opinion once you've tried the GT3s here. Oof. Whether you still think iRacing has the best GT3 cars. Sauraf, yes, they have increased the performance of the game, using less memory, causing less stutters and so on, having more FPS. And I have more oh, I'm shitting my pants. Oh my god. This is absolutely not what I need. Running against the AI is also a good reaction test, as you can see. Oh, he's going for a send. He's... Ugh. Well, I assume a lot of people feel like that when we are going for sends in hypercars and open lobby races as well. I still believe the AI is amazing. It is maybe a little over-aggressive and could leave a tap more space. Are they all gone then? Dries Vantor still coming at us. Hey, can they slow the AI down? Yeah, AI is wouldn't to be safe in the traffic. You can now argue about how much they are, as I see a lot of tyre smoke, which means they are stomping the brakes every now and then. Allows us to close up to that Ferrari ahead, but I mean, overall we've gained on that car ahead, right? David, what lap times have you achieved? I'm running on a light railroad. Naturally progressing now. Yeah, we've seen that, like, the AI has absolutely smoked us on the exit of a hairpin. So I would agree. On an exit they are unbearably good. I think there still will be GTE events for sure. But those cars are obviously not gone. And why would they? For those people that want to enjoy a challenge on a car without ABS that is close to a GT3 but is obviously a GTE still, that will be a viable option. Hey Steve Marshall, how are you doing? Hey Yo-Yo. Too late. Potato. Now losing a 10th to the Ferrari ahead overall. I'm lacking just 1/10 of pace. Really, just 1/10. Oh boy, what's coming? Oh, LMP2 cars. Race for impact. Was a little too late into the turn apparently. Hey Tanner. Great to hear. Where is that LMP gonna hit me? Go for it, go for it, go for it. Yes. Hardly lost any time, which is amazing. Now that wave of traffic either might get us close or may get us completely wasted. Oh my goodness. Fuck me. Note to myself, never do a curb mode in slowest class car. It's mental. That LMP actually pulled out of a move. I'm proud on you. But it appears to me that we're doing a better job on the overall traffic than our colleagues at the front. Here is the Ferrari. Oh, this is complete madness. Shit. Wasn't obviously a good idea. That was an even worse one. Oh. That is the most painful thing. We could have been close. F. Yeah, gap's back to 1.8. Yeah, sometimes you lose a bit, sometimes you win a bit. And the hypercars are on their way already again. I mean, let's say the AI would be at least as ruthless as many open lobby drivers would be, right? Don't get me wrong, I think there could and should be improvements to the AI behavior still, like the aggression level is now set to normal. I think it's absolutely mental how they are sending it, like, given roughly 20 centimeters of margin for error. Whether that is like that long downhill left-hander, or just going over the straight. It's the same at all times. TC off button I'm pressing there, yeah. So reduce the TC slip angle a tad. Okay, so the cars are now spread out a bit more, let's see. Yeah, but in the real life you would still leave more space between you and the car you're trying to overtake, I'm pretty sure. So guys, what are you looking forwards next to? Hypercar race around Interlagos for checking the brakes, or hypercar race at the 62 grid, 62 car grid at Le Mans for checking also the FPS. What is your guys' desire? Wishes? I think we're coming closer ever so slightly to the both ahead of us. But you do 3 hairpins and you lose half a second to those guys. I think I'm gonna get a bit more aggressive on the brakes. Front right is pretty hot. Jankish, I don't necessarily think so. We will see. Like, I can do a race in the Ferrari at Le Mans, unload the old setup and see what happens. If that is of desire of you guys. Then you would tick the box with checking the brakes, because obviously Le Mans includes heavy braking zones. You guys want me to finish this race? Okay, I'll take a huge leap. There's not even a track limit. I think that can't be right, can it? Here comes the Toyota Hypercar. In an absolute inconvenient time, because he will send it on the inside. Thankfully he moves out of it. Ozener, thank you so much for your follow on the Twitch channel. Welcome to the crew. Yeah, also on Twitch we're only lacking 14 more subscribers from hitting 7.4, and on YouTube 16 more to hit 11.4. Guys, if you appreciate this channel and you appreciate the stream, okay, I'll do one big crime now. See what that does. If it doesn't give me a drive-through, well, 2.5 points. Anyway, jokes aside, guys, have a follow, subscribers on the YouTube channel. We're getting racy here. Probably I would have needed to do that even, as we now have a chance to close up here. You know, I'm not going to finish the race just 18 minutes, like dropping back and being completely out of contention. Yeah, I mean, I think balance-wise the Ferrari is extremely decent. From another balanced POV, I appreciate the Corvette, because it's more oversteery in general. And yeah, the Fever has the best balance overall, I think. Just as you can see, it's pretty stable, it still rotates, sometimes it understeers, sometimes it oversteers. It is like really a question of balance and setup, balance of performance wise. They're all in the same ballpark. I would probably say, if anything, what did set the 50.1? Was it the McLaren even? The McLaren doesn't feel too great balance-wise, like you really need to slip the rear on a corner entry like this and then keep the rotation. That really will eat the rear tires. And I don't think the Ferrari has too much of that behavior, to be honest. And there's a full bunch of hypercars coming at us. I'm looking so much forward. Hashtag nope. Now the way the DAI can pull out of this corner is simply ridiculous. Oh, that was ridiculous for me. I'm sorry about that. I would need hypercars to not overtake me down this hill, but overtake these cars ahead of me. Nice repair, buddy. Just Mamba, how can you hear that many people are praising the Ferrari when it is not even released yet. I think I'm also overdriving. Oh, you mean from the creators that have tested the stuff already? Okay, yeah, fair. I get that. The Ferrari is the most neutral car, I think. The McLaren is probably a tad too understeery in general. And Toyota will at least send it on the inside. Oh no. Yes, now we can have a move on the Ferrari. Bit too far off, 5.5 tenths. As much as those cars are strong on the brakes and insane out of the acceleration zones, they lack a little bit of top speeds. Couldn't get good enough of an exit. Maybe here. Not really. Instead, we need to watch out for the hypercars to come. Oh my god. Well, I shat my pants seeing what was happening ahead of me. Yeah, we have repair body already for a while. And now I have lit up tires. I think the real problem with AI, as good as it is on general terms in terms of behavior, driving line and so on, is its imbalance when it comes to the driving. Like, as you can see from the... Like, we have LMP2 acceleration, we have LMP2 cornering in low speed turns, and kind of normal top speed. But that way it is completely impossible for me to even try going for a move somewhere. Like, how am I supposed to do that? Let me see. Just Mamba, thank you for the sub, appreciate it. Repair confidence, that is a valid point. I should repair confidence indeed. I should repair tires somehow. Eric, I tell you, the AI exits are out of this world. There's nothing I can do. Here they lock in the high-speed turns. But look how they are pulling away here. And especially down through here. Like, that is mental. That is really like an LMP2 acceleration. But the problem is that's not only done by the GT3 AI, this is done by the AIs across the platform. Repair my skill option. Sometimes I wish for that too. To be honest, we're short on fuel. Are we not 8 to go? That's probably just about right. So let's see, like, lap time wise, we're doing absolutely fine if you look into the deltas to the cars ahead. Like, obviously for last lap we didn't get a delta, but we're stable on the car ahead. I'm gonna try getting close somehow. But if that is not working within the next couple of moments, this is another off track, sadly. I would probably need to set a ridiculous dive up somewhere to get them unsettled enough in a low speed turn so that I can pull alongside or something like that. I'm flat out pushing, but I can't get the exit performance. It feels like they have ABS maximum traction, TC maximum traction. Let's see if I can get at least... No, I can't. Okay, guys, we'll leave it here, and I guess we jump into the hypercar at Le Mans. Again, balance-wise, I'm absolutely fine. So I'm pretty likely to get that setup out on our shop at some point. Right. We have a setup in the Ferrari Hypercar. And we are going to run Le Mans, 26 Hypercars, that's amazing. P16. Yeah, not 3 hours, please. Thank you. 45 minutes. $43. That is utterly random. You see, 43 times 60 divided 3.4. It's 13 laps. It would be a fuel saving race, fuck's sake. Okay, you know what? 30-minute sprint should be enough anyway. Right. Yeah, we take heavy, it's fine. I'm gonna go straight to the race. Yes, I'm a bronze driver here because it is a different platform. Alright, guys, I'll be right back in a moment. Don't run anywhere. And make sure to give the stream a like. Follow us on Twitch, subscribe us on the YouTube channel, please, for more content this week. I'm curious to see now how the Ferrari is driving, how aggressive we can be on the brakes with a hypercar. We will find out. We will find out here in that race then. Go straight to race, right? No fun. 30 times 60 divided by, oh, what is it? 205. 9 laps. 77. I'll put 80. Should be good. 24. I'm gonna stick with the medium, to be honest. All right. Here we go. So, how are the FPS then? We're starting P27 in class. Guys, this is going to be mental. We should at least get one wave of traffic. It is still a bit struggling. Probably you can judge for yourself on the FPS. I might have a little bit more fidelity, as you obviously just get 60 FPS and I see a lot of my 144 FPS. So I'm afraid we're gonna get the green right in the middle of the chicken. Oh yeah, hold speed. Got to love it. Can hit brakes now instead of hold speed. Ah, we have a little bit of a sound update on the Ferrari, yeah? Oh, sounds amazing. What the shit? I fully Leclerc'd them. 6 spots in one corner. Man, this feels quick. Why does that feel so quick? Yeah. You see, the car just turned in. On many other occasions, oh god, they are 4 wide. On many other occasions, you would have simply been able to lose the rear. Oh, this is not fun at all. Just looking at that. Hey. Yeah. Right, just ran into me. Okay, how crazy you want to have it? AI be like, yes. Okay, we don't have repair body, so I'll just carry on. Thomas, and then next time you saw the AI diving into the player, and then the player died as expected, right? Okay, we're gonna get closer to these guys again, and then hopefully have a sense. Thank you, Andy. Yeah, like, the AI is too aggressive at that point. Like, they are giving you 20 centimeters of operating margin, and like, can't tell me that they are not communicating over the system with each other. I'm curious to see what lap times we're doing. I'm not sure if it is just because I ran GT3s for 2 hours now, but I feel like sitting in a Formula 1 car. I'm testing brake locking indeed, Jason, yeah, and rear stability going into high-speed turns. Watch this. Yeah, the slip angle is back. Was a bit my concern that this might happen. In the old Tyre model, you would have died 5 times already up till here. FPS is better though. Here it should be pretty bad, but it's pretty alright. That is a huge improvement for sure. To me that feels like being back to the times where you can put 19s in quali. This is all much more manageable. That will be interesting. Guys, you might see a huge shift of performance here for myself. As in, I could potentially see that the new cars, you can overpush them so much that with what I have learned over the last 6 months is completely for the trash. But we'll see about that. We certainly see that you can be aggressive on the brakes. Cars to be driven with a slip angle again. So which way do I want to die? Be respectful with a turning. Yeah, you could see it that way for sure. That was a clear occasion where you usually just have a deadly rear lock and die. That's gone. Ever so slight lockup, but if I went for that move in the before update episode, I would have died 100%. This is crazy fast. I hope I get somewhat clean lap every now and then to see what the car is able to do. Yellow is optional, I guess. Guys, I can't say what it is. I feel I have massive grip. Like as much grip as I haven't had before. But the lap times are still 27s. That was a clear death before the update. Now we can catch it. But you saw that exit? To me, the cars now have that slip angle. That R factor 2 drift slide thingy. You can have a look on it on the replay POV. Watch what the rear is doing on the exit. Yeah, you see? See that? Slip. Well, there's too much slip of my liking, but okay, I might be slower with that, right? So I think that's the deal behind it. Not as bad as that Jenkish, but certainly more drift slidey-ish as before. Evan, have you tested Fuji already, or you want me to showcase what it does? Oh damn it, I didn't want to be about find another clicking house. I mean, you can catch these slides, right? What do you mean the tires haven't been this close to iRacing ever? I may have probably not seen all chat messages on that. I don't think I can give a code 80, can I, Alex? Good morning to you. Proper Dre breaker now available apparently. Speaking about temperatures, 85 in the medium and 30-degree track temp. Yeah, still though, we have a lot of neutral steering going on, I feel. Okay, Evan. Gonna give it a try. I'm cautious maybe if I have a... Well, I want to get a clean lap in that 15 minutes as well. Yeah, guys, if you appreciate the program, please, once again, have a follow on Twitch, subscribers on the YouTube channel. Would massively appreciate the support. I think we're gonna die now. I mean, I'm not sure. That was a crazy amount of heat. Edge on the Young, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Much appreciated. Yeah, I think it is way more drifty indeed. Alessandro Fury, thank you so much for your follow and for your subscription on the YouTube channel. Appreciate it, bro. Oh, I am concerned. In a way. I mean, I can show you my current tire usage. Looking at that data, I don't have any indication I cannot do that every lap. Last lap front left 2.3, rear left 1.9. Senji, thank you for your follow on Twitch, welcome. And Snowder Racing, thank you for your sub on the YouTube channel. So, completely intimidated from not having a car right ahead into the Porsche cars. I don't know, Jason. It's probably subject to be a question for Studio 397. No, the fronts just cook and keep gripping to me. A20G Racing Team, thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. And you can obviously handle the rear much more. Guys, I'm concerned. I really am. I can understand where the criticism for the old tire model has come from. But look at what I can do now. I mean, it is ultra grippy. What was our lap time? It wasn't validated. As a matter of fact though, one of the questions I saw in the chat was, is our setups still, do they still work? And I would say generally yes. They are still working. It's just that additionally you can put them now more aggressive. But from the overall physics situation, you can still have them. Yeah, but by fixing the braking, I was pretty sure they had to do some, I don't even want to call it magic. The cars are still incredibly ungrippy in low speed turns, and now are super grippy in high speed turns, which means to me they've increased the aero performance of the car. Guys, I would say the following. Go back to the main menu. I put 3, 4, 5 liters of fuel into the tank. No other cars. Put a bit of a real road. And there we go. Yeah, but Evan, I think Spa is a specific one for whatever reason. Would you say? Let me quickly. Jesus. Would you say that the tires are slower now? Walker, thank you so much for spending 5 PM on the super chat. Thank you for showcasing the GT3s. Hoping to see game exit, early access soon. Yes, we do so. But I mean, like, the cars have been too fast, and I'll tell you honestly, I haven't had the same feeling when I did the lap with the Toyota in Interlagos. There, the Hypercars felt absolutely normal, but then there's hardly any high-speed turn in Interlagos. I mean, okay, you know what I'm gonna do, just to make sure gameplay invulnerability on. If I crash, then it's fine. I'm gonna try going through the Porsche curves without fully oversending it on the steering wheel. Yeah, Ben Franklin, this is my concern right now. Because here, that is how the old Hypercar felt as well. A bit lazy. Side-to-side testing of Peugeot at Imola. Yeah, okay. Because of low speed and low speed turns, or like I could have managed 24s with the Hypercars prior to the update here at Le Mans, but I'm fearing to smell 22s. Anyway, we can take that discussion offline. So I don't want to be sitting here and arguing. So then I go without trying to overturn with the steering wheel. I mean, it still works to an extent, right? Anyway, we're sent now. Let's see what we can do. Every second here corner is fine, as before. But then already this chicane here is way different. Fuck the track limits. Excuse the language. I agree, Erwin, that is exactly it. I would appreciate the front to turn less. It's certainly more manageable with the rear, no doubt about that. Let's see what this lap time would be, and then we're gonna come towards the end of the stream. It was a very, very long and happy end. Or happy stream. So you can still kinda, I mean, okay, let's at least come to a bottom line and say the drifting out of the corner isn't necessarily quicker, but I dislike the fact that we can do it in the first place, right? Like one of my key facts that I loved about the Tyre model on the More Ultimate was that unlike R-Factor 2, you were steering the car primarily with the front, the steering wheel, and now it's like give the car direction and manage the slip angle, and still have the same performance, right? I'm gonna put a second lap on top of this, maybe a valid one. You see how I kind of drift slide through Indianapolis, like turn in, and as soon as I go towards the exit, I put neutral steering and just go out of the turn. Let's see how it goes in the Porsches. Alvin, I feel what you mean now with the Tyre. As soon as it overheats, it's a losing performance. I get it. Slightly feel it too. But you can still over rotate it. Just Keep turning. That time 3:24.3. Hey, Banner. What I like though is I now don't feel limited anymore by the brake migration or by the high braking. So when I try to brake into a turn, the LMH does not anymore understeer notoriously. I agree with you, Banner. And Honey, I sadly agree with you as well. As much as we might be limited by temperature surface, it's just you can go full aggressive full send again. All neutral steering, just... And that doesn't even heat up the tire too much, right? That isn't really a penalty. You just get it right at slip angle of 3, 4, 5 degrees with unlimited grip, no tire temperature built up, and massive performance. Just have a look into Indianapolis now. You're gonna see me turn left for a split second. And once the car goes into the banking, I will just, you know, push the throttle, rotate the car with the rear around, and have neutral steering, so sort of almost straight. Yeah, turn in, rear comes. I've overdone it now, but... So you've seen that was really braking on the edge. Now let's have a look what happens if we go full heat into the Porsches. I hope I can do it just from a rhythm POV. Just rotate on the wheel. The car magically turns around. That is even more an invalid lap than it was already before, but never mind. 3:23.5 for 6. If we wanted to make this valid, it would have probably been a 0.8. I don't know how fast the old tires would have been. Okay, I can't have it. I need to do a session in Spa to quickly see and prove, like, and I think AMS2 kind of feels a bit more predictable even. But yeah, it goes close to AMS2. Or like into the direction of AMS2, not close. No, AMS2 is way less realistic. It might be easier and more fun though. Okay. They're all set up here. We even have some. Okay. From November. Oh. Right, I don't fuel out. Just go driving. Is that a wet tire? Hard tire? Why? No. What the fuck? Medium, please. So guys, I appreciate all the new subscribers, all the new followers here on the Le Mans Ultimate stream. Guys, we are just lacking 9 more subs on the YouTube channel for hitting 11.4k. I really appreciate. Oof. Yeah, cool tires, eh? Very accurate. I'll wait for the first Rouge. Okay, noted. Carlton update will be out tomorrow. I don't know yet if I'm going to qualify for VMS. Last, thank you for your subscription on the YouTube channel. Actually, depending on whatever happens, might be the only thing to race for, so let's see. I think the gravel traps have been adjusted in Spa. Appear to be lower to the track limits, which I generally appreciate. I'm going to be interested to see what the wide audience will say. There is a bit more force feedback though, but that makes sense because the more lateral grip you put into a tire, the more force feedback you get. But yeah, that was a certain death spin in old tire model conditions. I mean, don't get me wrong, we've had a little bit of slip angle going on in the old tyre model as well. Like, it was just that you had to keep that car more dancing on the rear at all times. That tyre is very forgiving now when it comes to locking up and everything. Davalo is super easy flat. And then you come here with having done 2 minutes of high grip, and suddenly you feel like, nope. Now, honestly, the GT3 is absolutely fine with everything. Like, GT3 feels amazing. GT3 feels like the GTE tire model, literally. Not sure what exactly to think about that Hypercar thing here. For whatever reason, the lap time kind of stays the same. You know, guys, I could deal with one thing really well. I could really deal well with one thing if, and I think this is where the make or break point is sitting, if the tires reward cool, consistent and calm driving, like smooth as fast, not over pushing, not overdoing it, right? Like this. If this is what the tire is rewarding, then I think we're sitting fine here. As long as it is rewarding this, or we're just sending and drift sliding it everywhere, we're good. And I hold my friend Erwin by his word, saying that this is the case. And then I'm absolutely fine with it, because to a certain extent I could also believe that in the real world you could completely abuse the tire on a single lap, but then it's gone. It's not about tire wear, it's pretty sure about thermal degradation. And I think there was something said about it somewhere. Well, that is a pretty good... Oh, damn it, I off-tracked that lap. But that's fine. For the next lap we need to have a close look onto Finus. Oh no, I didn't off-track it. Perfect. We need to have a close look into Finus to see whether everyone's smooth with it and controlled. I'll put on action control to 9 for that reason. Braking is good. Braking is absolutely fine. That will be a huge benefit already. I can't believe that they bring back like an R-Factor 2-ish tire that is just allowing the drift sliding and everything. But we'll see. I'll try to do a more cool and chillaxed lap now. I want it to a 1.5 to beat. Obviously we should have hit apex, but the delta was identical to drift sliding it out of Funniest, right? Let me do a couple of more laps, and even if we go for a longer stint here. Penny are gonna use that in a couple of laps then. Another super chilled approach. Then we're gonna go full send approach twice. Then we're gonna go low traction control. Too slow there. The problem is I just can't do a chilly slow lap. Like, I naturally get into that drift slide mode, but the tires simply enable. It's just a natural thing for me to do. Like if gap car is like if neutral steering, then you just do it when you rotate the car with the rear anyway. Okay, so two absolutely identical lap times here. Let's go to the full send way. Yeah, any magic button is going to be a thing. You missed the R factor 2 time, what we didn't do. Shit. Never mind. According to my understanding, the tires are still fine and quick. You can still have the delta 5.5 or 5.7 off. That's all what is mattering right now, having a delta. And these tires should be pretty broken now. 5, 7, 8. Yep, another 0.5 tenth gain with actually completely broken tires. That is not even much slower. Hey honey, here I come. TC down by 3 clicks then. See what happens. Yep, TC button is killing the traction control indeed. Yeah, lower TCs will work. I'm pretty convinced. Just for the moment, send. Is maybe a slight tick too aggressive. Yeah, but it's equally fast. 40,000s off and no push. I mean, in hindsight, we could argue that it is fine, because the drift slide is not making you faster. But it works. It does it both, to an extent. What I'm trying to have from the car is like turning with a nice little slip on the back. And I just want to hold that slip with the throttle, like this. And neutral steering. Most tricky thing is to initiate with neutral steering, but just here, move on, have a look. Just turn on the steering wheel and the car goes around the track. Can't do it consistently, but I see on a single qualifying lap it might be a thing. We can check that too. Last lap I did that 1.8 and 2.3 at the rear. So I'm gonna get a fresh set of tires. A little bit less clickies. Yeah, I guess if you can somehow probably introduce attached rear anti-roll bars again, like right now we had a rear anti-roll bar in. Let's see how it goes. What do you mean Yanni sliding doesn't look too bad? I gotta say the Hypercars get a lot easier to drive for sure. Much more forgiving. Okay guys, I'm close to coming to an end here. I want to do 3 or 4 or 5 more laps and then I'm done. There is a stronger and more pronounced FFP for sure. A lot of people will love that. Guys, be aware though, when we're sitting here speaking about esports level driving, right? Guys that come in at it, find the exploits in the tires and just go for it. I think the right audience will not even come close to the injection to try I'm trying here. Maybe I just need to get used to it a little bit. Metcus, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the crew. I'm gonna go with a more chilled approach now. Which means like try to rotate the car with the front rather than just stepping on it, sliding the rear around. It will still happen naturally. Trying to eliminate that as much as possible. Certainly there's a new way of understanding that Tyre that makes sense. Hello there, and thank you very much for your subscription on the YouTube channel. Appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. I like the idea. I mean, honestly, if they've produced a tyre, well, you're better off not sliding it, especially lap time wise. But I think that's a huge win for everyone. Because it allows you to catch a moment, but it doesn't give you a sporting advantage. At the same time, I feel that there is the danger that some exploits be possible with that, and that might be a pain. Yeah, certainly, like all the setups that you've built in a way for safety reasons that the rear doesn't randomly snap out too much, that can be now adapted to like whatever the rear can take, right? So I'm gonna do one more lap without over pushing on the rear, just to see whether I can somehow improve it. Then I'm gonna put the rear onto roll bar. I'm gonna put it attached and try sending it. Might, it quite looks like it. It quite looks like it. I'm pretty sure for fixing the braking issue they had to have done something to the tyre, which is what we're seeing right now. And I'm pretty convinced that they didn't want to make it another drift slide tyre. You know, already here I'm feeling like the anti-roll bar is now limiting me. Applying the power, pressing the magic button. Yanni will haunt me for that, but I don't care. I don't know, Yanni, I think they're planning on it, but this is the reason why I want to make the race on Wednesday. Because I'm expecting, if troubles, then on release day. A little bit too sideways. Okay guys, so we've probably lost a little bit of time into comp exit. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna remove the rear anti-roll bar on the start-finish straight. Sam, yep, GT3s are on the virtual energy system. Alright, here we go. ARB detached. Brake bar is a bit more centered for turn 1. Okay, at least you couldn't introduce the spot slide, that's good. Not over brake. Anyway, counting down from 1.3 seconds. What was it? 133? I think the anti-roll bar's taken away too much rotation in the first place. Yeah. I need at least one click. .105, let's see what happens here then. Can't be quick. Oh dear. Lava is red, Ferrari is red, so it's bugged probably. I mean, we can detach front ARB and take a very soft front ARB as well. See what happens with that. That just seems too soft. And I can give it a try. Nope. You need a stiff front ARB. Final lap, guys. Then I come to a conclusion. There is an exact moment where the slip angle is perfect. The good news is that window of operation in a perfect slip angle is extremely slim. The bad news is, I think if done right, at least on a single lap, we are forklifting the hypercars from here on. And I mean, you could have already mentioned it or mourned about it with the current hypercars. They are sort of floaty on the rear end as well on an exit. Or it is like, it is a floatiness that is just simply being stopped by the traction control kicking in. And if you don't hit the traction control, you're gonna spin out. Yeah, and that is also with that slip and slide angle. Now, if I'm on that same slidey levelness or sideways levelness in this hypercar, I can use the magic button, disengage the TC, and just manage the slide and get additional speed at the loss of tire rubber and stuff. Like, I haven't looked into it on the last laps, but 1.7 and 1.9 was last lap, and you see after probably you must have done 5 laps almost. Left hand side tires are pretty equal, 90 and 89. So the difference is marginal, really, on if sliding or not sliding the tire. Yeah, no, the GT3s will certainly do it out of hairpins a bit. For the hypercars, we need to wait and see. I think the time will show us as the update comes out. The setup shop's gonna get on it. The esport people gonna get on it, and then we will find a distinctive way. And then I'm pretty sure that Studio 397 and MSG is not reluctant to take back a couple of changes. I've never tried overheating a tire. That was a pretty impressive getaway there. Oh, I could have almost caught that. Okay, sorry, I'm fooling around. I'm fooling around way too much at the minute. Anyway, guys, we're gonna call it a day. I would like to thank you so much for being with us. I really have appreciated the stream with you. I hope you did too. I hope you're looking forward to the update, despite we may have found something that we're not looking forwards to on a factual basis at the minute. Let's hope that we can look forward to it still. I hope it will improve the safetiness and the racing overall. And then, you know what? If you find the exploit to be just marginal and only beneficial in qualifying, and then in the race you have to drive it a little different, I think we can deal with that, right? There's worse stuff happening. We had worse situations in R Factor 2 as well. I think that sums it up. Guys, I would like to see you again on the stream. I hope that you have appreciated this. It went a little deeper and more thorough maybe than other channels went, which is also like why I wanted to make this a live session and nothing like what I think is interesting for you guys up to a certain extent, as in proposing the GT3s in the beginning, obviously, but also dive in a little bit deep and get on the discussion, trying a little few things on the physics side. I hope I could give you a little bit more insight. We have to be aware that this tire model on the hypercar could be a twist here. That's for sure. Whether it will be a twist for the better or for the worse remains open for the moment. But I'm pretty sure we're going to explore together. And I hope you're going to explore with me. If you do so, if you want us to do so, guys, give the video, the stream, a like for today. We're having 250 likes today. It's absolutely crazy. Big support by everyone, much appreciated. Yeah, subscribe us on YouTube, follow us on Twitch. See us tomorrow and Wednesday. I have already put out a provisional plan, a provisional streaming plan, and that wasn't purpose me naming it like that, because I know with iRacing drop-in, with Le Mans Ultimate drop-in, with updates happening, there might be changes required to the plan, as in server's not working, we need to do something else, or server's working on one end, or the update's not done on the other end, and so on. So I need to see whether we're going to do iRacing tomorrow with a new Ferrari and 499p Hypercar, also checking a new tire model. Or whether we're going to do Le Mans Ultimate release party at Interlagos. Then I need to make up my mind if I want to do that in Hypercar and thoroughly test that in a race, or whether I want to go for GT3 action. Maybe I'm going to have a poll out for that. We'll see. I'll make up my mind on it. Guys, thank you so much. We're going to have a raid, of course. Thank you to everyone watching on Twitch still. Regarding the raid, let's have a raid. There's people on iRacing. Probably there's iRacing pre-release stuff, right? Daniel Murad is going to be our weapon of choice. I'm pretty sure he will be testing some iRacing preview, and then we can talk him to get into Le Mans Ultimate and try the new GT3s and the ABS and have his opinion. I'm gonna try that in a minute. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a good start to the week. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.